And welcome back. This is your man Warrior. Now, I have had a chance to take a look at this new ship, the Millennium Falcon, with Han Solo and Chewie. It is an end-game ship. What that means is you're obviously going to have to get Han Solo, which is mid-game, and then you're going to have to get Chewie, which is end-game. He's very difficult to get at 7 stars, but you could still obviously use him at 5 stars with the ship. You're going to also need all the scoundrel ships, which is pretty end-game as well. But what's crazy is he's actually a scoundrel ship, so he's going to have synergy underneath the scoundrel tag, but he's going to breathe new life into the rebels and Akbar, who has kind of been left by the wayside. Now, after kind of reviewing the kit and stuff before this video, one thing I noticed is Houndstooth is kind of the ship that everybody has to have, and if you have it, you beat everybody that doesn't, and if you don't have it, you lose to everyone that does. It's very difficult to win against the Houndstooth without the Houndstooth. Possible, it's very possible, but it makes it very, very difficult. And so with that said, the Houndstooth is kind of the standard, or the gold standard, if you will, for how high an arena you're going to place and how well you're going to do on defense. This ship not only will work well with Houndstooth, but will actually melt the Houndstooth away really pretty fast. And so what this ship is going to do is be the key to the door that people haven't been able to unlock, which is beating the Houndstooth down, and especially underneath Mace. Mace Windu is very difficult in his ship. When you have the Houndstooth, it's almost invincible, and this will just dispel on basic and destroy that ship pretty quickly. So for anyone that gets the Millennium Falcon, it's going to be a race to see who has the faster Millennium Falcon, so you can kill the other ship faster than they can kill you. Now, with that said, I love the artwork. They did a really great job. It has a good reinforcement ability, but you're going to use it in the initial lineup, and so that's really good. And the first, or the basic, and we're going to look at footage here in a minute. We just wanted to kind of go through the kit really quickly, and then I'll watch the footage with you for the first time, and I'll see kind of, is it really everything it's cracked up to be? It is a legendary event, so unlock at 5 stars and eventually 7 stars. Now, it deals physical damage and calls another random rebel ally to assist. It inflicts target lock for 2 turns on a crit, which it almost always will do because it boosts its own critical chance, so that is a really good thing. It also says if the allied capital ship is a rebel, aka Akbar for now, it will dispel all buffs on the target enemy. This doesn't happen if you're not running Akbar, so this forces your hand at using Akbar, but that's okay because now you're getting a very offensive fleet that should be able to chew through pretty quickly. So the ability to dispel on basic and have a rebel ally assist means Ghost, if he is in the initial lineup, Ghost is probably going to assist. Well, that's really good as well. And then of course, target lock on basic and dispel on basic makes it easily as good as any other ship in the game. Now, the first special is actually Han Solo's special. It's called Watch This. He gets to do it every 3 turns, and you'll actually do it first. Now, the animation is really, really cool, but kind of looks weird because every ship is stationary, standing still in time, and this ship is flying through, at crazy breakneck speeds. You can even see stars flying. So it's like a really cool animation, but kind of doesn't really fit in a standstill situation. But anyway, Watch This is a very, very cool ability. You'll use it first. Now, when you read it, you'll go, why first? Because it's got a lot of cool things for regenerative properties. Well, first, it has a cooldown of 3, so by the time it comes back around, it will help you again with the regeneration of health and protection, but it will dispel all debuffs, regenerate health and protection, and then it gains the outmaneuver unique buff for 3 turns that can't be copied. This particular buff you want up immediately. Also, additionally, it gains 35% turn meter for each rebel and ally and empire enemy. There's a really good chance that there will be at least 3 of that combination, either 3 rebels out, 3 empire, some rebels, some empire, which means basically he gets to use Watch This and then immediately go into a second special or a basic, which will dispel and cause target lock, or he can use this and go to the special. So it really depends, but you're basically going to get a free turn after this, and you're going to get the outmaneuver buff. Now, what does the outmaneuver buff do? Well, it gives him plus 25% evasion, makes it harder to hit, and it can't be targeted while other allies are present. So you have to kill off everybody else. And if you're running it with Houndstooth or Biggs or Sunfac or some other tank, it's going to cause them to have to hit other ships that they don't want to hit. Now, Chewie's ability is called Punch It. Punch it, Chewie, right? It has a cooldown of 4. So it's a really cool ability that you get to use. It's an AoE. So Ghost has an AoE and this now has an AoE. So now you're not giving up like, XB had an AoE and everybody loves those. So you're not going to lose your AoE capability. You'll still be able to do an AoE. Now it deals physical damage to all enemies and grants all allies, so everyone that's on your side, defense penetration up for 2 turns. That's huge as far as like actual true damage numbers. Also, the attack from this ship, this AoE, is going to do 25% more damage for each dark side and each Empire enemy. Now, if you will, what if they had 5 people out that were all dark side, and all 5 happened to be Empire? Now, there's only 4 Empire ships in the game, but if it included the capital ship, which it shouldn't, but it possibly did, that would be a ridiculous amount of additional damage. But in theory, you should be able to get plus 75 to plus 150% extra damage, bonus damage, on the average, which means this AoE should be pretty solid, with the exception if you're going against a Mace team, or because they may not have a whole lot. They might have, Galactic Republic or another Rebel team. So this will be a little less effective when you're going against light side ships. And then there is a unique and a reinforcement. The unique is really, really, really good. And the unique says that all allies are going to gain 10% crit chance, but it's actually 20% critical chance if they're rebels, which of course you should be running them with. And then Falcon has a 50% chance to assist whenever another rebel ally uses an ability during their turn. So during their turn, they use any ability, he assists 50% of the time. That basic can target lock on a crit and can also dispel on basic. So, he calls to assist, dispels, they hit, does truer damage for both attacks. If the ally it says whenever an ally reinforces, so as allies are starting to come in, the Falcon gives them accuracy up for 2 turns. That's awesome. And it says if an ally is a rebel, they'll also gain critical damage up for 2 turns as they come in. So that's really good as well. Additionally, whenever another rebel ally is inflicted with 3 or more debuffs, pretend Biggs is out there and he's just totally debuffed with buff immunity and some damage over times and maybe target lock or whatever, the Falcon will dispel all debuffs on them. Now, of course, it has to be a dispellable debuff, but that's really, really good. He just instantly, automatically, without having to use an ability, will debuff or cleanse as long as they have 3 or more. So that's really good. Plus all the additional damage, the accuracy on reinforcement, the crit damage on reinforcement, the ability to assist half of the time. Assist is really crazy. Now, his reinforcement's called Yahoo, and it grants all other allies foresight for 2 turns and then calls all rebel allies to assist. So if the front 2 or front 3 or front 4 are rebels, when you come in, it's going to call all of them to assist, and then it's going to reduce the cooldowns on Akbar's ship or any rebel ship once there's more, except for the call to reinforcement. That's already one that can be reduced by Phantom 2, so they didn't want that to happen twice. So with that said, this is a really strong kit. This kit is designed to make rebels meta. I don't think it's designed to be completely impenetrable on defense. I think, with Akbar, with no ultimate, really, his ultimate is just some additional turns. But I think that it's really designed to make for a really fun team for the rebels to finally be competitive in Ship's Arena, Fleet Arena, because without this ship, they really just can't be, with the exception of using them combined with other capital ships. Now, what I want to do is I want to go in and look at the ship stats, and then I want to go look at some battles. I'm going to watch the battles with you and kind of critique the battles as we watch them. So let's go ahead and do that together. All right, so again, Rebel, Scoundrel, Attacker, cargo ships. We got another cargo ship, so that's good. And, you've got to have, obviously, Han and Chewie. 5-star will work. You just got to have those characters unlocked. Again, you want them in the initial lineup. Probably the best team I can see is Ghost, with Akbar as the lead. Ghost and then have Houndstooth and have this ship, and then have Phantom 2 in the background, have Cassian in the background, Wedge, and then maybe Big, something like that. Just a bunch of Rebel ships that do damage and target lock. It'd be crazy synergy. Now let's go ahead and look at his stats. This ship, Han's Millennium Falcon, is actually kind of tanky because it can heal 50% health and protection and has 140,000 health and protection when pretty much maxed out. Pretty fast, over 180 speed, so that's really good. 55 tenacity, which is a little higher than most ships, so you get a little bit higher chance to resist, and then really good damage numbers as far as the damage that the ship will do. I want to go in and kind of check out some battles, so we're going to go in and we're going to do some battles here, and they've pre-provided this footage. It's from EA, so it is beta footage, but let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so Scoundrel team. So they showed it against, the Mace, kind of a Mace team. They showed it against kind of a Scoundrel hybrid team, if you will. And now they're going against kind of a full Scoundrel team. And let's see. They're going to go for the mass attack. Chewed through most of the protection, so that's pretty good. The AoEs are good because nobody can hide even if they're stealthed. All right. Let's see if we get ability blocked. Yeah, only on one. Let's see. He's going to use his AoE. Does okay. Not super impressed with the AoE, but that's all right because the basic more than makes up for it. And let's see who he's bringing in. All right, Phantom 2. That's smart. And get rid of him. Bow. 93,000. Love that. Remember, it comes in with accuracy as well as critical damage up automatically. Of course, that shot puts that stuff up as well. But all right, let's see. 2 tanks are out now. Calling an assist. Oh my gosh. They all took turns, and his 50% chance to assist got called each time. So he assisted with each of their shots plus his own shot. Crazy. I don't know if that's working as intended. That's a lot. It's just supposed to be their turn, not when they shoot, but when it's their turn and they shoot. Is how it's worded, and he's getting assists even when it's not their turn, strictly when they shoot. So they're either going to have to change out the wording or, I mean, man, that is overpowered. That is really overpowered. Man. Because, yeah, the ability right here says the Falcon has a 50% chance to assist whenever another Rebel ally uses an ability during their turn. So if they're called to assist by the capital ship and they go, he shouldn't be assisting with them on their turn. That's crazy. And even with basic, he deals damage on a target enemy and calls a random Rebel ally to assist. He only calls 1 assist. There were so many hits on that last battle. I don't know. Looks like we're going against Grand Moff Tarkin. Okay, Empire. So they're trying to do like a really fast Empire team. And faster than TIE Advanced. That's good to know. Going to use his AoE. By the way, he got an instant second turn, and that's because he's going against Empire. Target locked, which is awesome. Target lock on basic. Now he's going to call the assist. Now he can call 1 assist on his basic. So there should be 4 hits. There you go. 4 hits. That looked right. And then, you should just call to assist and finish him off. I guess they're wanting to drag this battle on. Because, man, TIE Advance would be dead already. Obviously, these are not optimal lineups that we're going against. This is for showcasing purposes only. But you can see how absolutely devastating this is going to be. And here's Houndstooth's reinforcement. With Retribution, that's pretty good. And let's do the AoE. Hopefully takes out, there we go, 45k. Now, see, the AoE did more damage, but there was Empire also, which is going to help boost that additional damage. So that's really good. All right, what are you going to do? I would call in Cassian. Get rid of those buffs, but okay. Alrighty. A buff immunity. That's really good. Health down 46, 53, 34. Man, Wedge really does melt that ship coming out of reinforcement. That was really nice. And boom, called to assist on their turn. He had a 50% chance to call to assist.
We about to turn it on.
Well, I don't know, you guys. This is really, really crazy. This is a really amazing ship, very overpowered, definitely meta. You know, if you're in the game and everyone's using Houndstooth and you're frustrated with the game at this point and you're like, I can't do this anymore, I think even having a 5-star Millennium Falcon is going to be amazing, because keep in mind, it can't be targeted at the beginning of the battle if it uses its second or its first special, second ability, because it's going to have that special buff up. Plus, it's going to have evasion and stuff anyway with that buff. So they're going to have to kill everyone else anyway. So it's pretty dodgy. Plus, it can regenerate health and protection. And it's all about the calls to assist. This is kind of like making Rebels super meta viable again. I don't think it's designed to completely take over the meta, but I think it's designed to have more fun. Definitely should be more fun than the Mace meta that we've had, where you get 4 and 5 minute teams where you sometimes don't win because of a timeout. That's super frustrating. So what are your thoughts about the Millennium Falcon? Leave them in the comments down below. I'm super excited to see all the different comps that everybody comes out with. And keep your gaming on. Warrior out.